Decorations are looking a bit tatty.
Yeah, we all are this long after Christmas.
Yeah, but they always look a bit shabby first thing in the morning, don't they? I'll take them down later on. It's nearly time anyway. Supposed to be unlucky, isn't it, after 12th night? When's that? That's,
6th.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Everything all right, Arthur?
Breakfast was excellent as always, thank you.
Oh, you're not still sulking, are you?
I do not sulk.
Well, in a bad mood. Then how long are you going to keep it up? Till next New Year's Eve or just 12th night?
I think all things considered, it might be better if we didn't mention New Year's Eve. I still don't understand why you had to stay at the party and let Rose bring me home.
Oh, now how many more times? You know very well if we'd both gone, you and me, it would have looked as if we'd been annoyed about something or somebody. It would have been most impolite. And somebody had to stay behind and represent you in front of all the senior staff.
Mum was great the way she soothed Mrs. Jenkins down for you, Dad.
All right.
Well, somebody had to do something. She was threatening to...
Glenda, that will do. Didn't Rose bring me home, anything might have happened.
Aunt Rose and hot gossip together couldn't have livened you up the state you were in.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Rose since then. I wonder what she's been doing.
Oh, out on her own a lot. She's been moody too. Hello, everybody. Morning, Arthur.
Morning.
Early for you, isn't it, Rose?
Yes, well, you'll excuse me.
You don't have to leave on my account.
In this house, I don't have to do anything on your account.
Oh. I can't imagine what's come over Arthur.
I can. Come on then. Time we weren't here.
Ta-da, Mum.
Oh, bye.
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 Kath, I've been thinking. It's been very nice here. I've enjoyed my stay, but, well, I don't know. I think I'll be outstaying my welcome if I stay any longer.
Oh, no, you'd never do that, Rose.
So I'll be making arrangements to move on quite soon now.
So you can't do my car this week?
No way.
I'm staff.
Ho, ho, ho.
Look, I'm a director.
I'm sorry.
I'm pulling rank.
You'll have to pull the other one.
So what do I have to do to get my car serviced?
You can start by getting a kit and going to evening classes.
Oh, you're a great help, you are.
Look, we've got so much on at the moment. And you can't tell them. We're not going to finish that lot, so there's no point in me even promising.
You need extra staff.
Don't I know it?
I thought something's being done about that.
Yeah, well, they've advertised, but we haven't had any replies.
Oh, is Sharon back?
Yep.
What was the matter?
Oh, flu or something.
Flu. Not really like Sharon to take a day off unless it's absolutely necessary. How's she and Adam getting on?
So-so.
Only so-so.
You know how they are.
Yes.
They were getting on very well, you know, but Mr. Chance, he sort of gets very edgy.
Yeah, pressure.
Oh, that whole thing. We've all got that.
Yeah. He's got it by the bucketful, though. It's just a bad patch. He'll get over it.
Oh, we live in hope.
So, what am I going to do about getting my car done?
Well, why don't you go in there and see that lady in there, Sharon? She's the one with the magic wand.
Right. I'll do that small thing.
Come in. I was wondering if you had a little extra time to do some work for me at home for extra money, of course.
Sure.
Do you have the time?
Yeah, I've just going to have a lot of time on my hands. I'm being carried through this job, ain't I?
Yes. Dobson told you this morning.
I thought this was about that.
Oh, we have some damp coming through the bathroom wall.
Well, I'll come round and have a look then, all right.
Fine.
When?
At your earliest convenience.
Right. No hard feelings, eh? Because of the strike?
Well, you did what you felt you had to do. If you'd refused to join a union, I could see problems.
Yeah, that's what got under my skin. Some of them blokes, they're my mates when I was with Dobson before. I couldn't take the hand out, so it was work or be sacked.
Not much of a choice.
I suppose they thought the same as Dobson, that I got above myself, setting up on my own.
Between ourselves, I think Dobson handled this very badly.
I'd say he got just about everything he wanted. The maintenance contract.
I'm sorry about that.
And this job, and now me out of the way.
Not for long, I'm sure.
Thanks, Mr. Astley.
Oh, he let you in, did he? Morning.
Morning.
Iris is out shopping.
I'm in no hurry.
All right, if I sit down. Do you do dinners for all your lodgers?
Depends. Some have breakfast, some have evening meals, some has dinners at weekends. But I do odd meals, as long as I'm given enough notice.
Just keep you busy.
Never been afraid of a bit of hard work.
It's a big house. What do you do about the cleaning?
Got a girl who comes in now and again, give me a hand. Pensioner who does heavy work, dustbins and that.
You look after your lodgers properly, and that's a fact.
Fur's fur. Well? You come to see Iris, not to give me a good housekeeping certificate, so what do you want from me?
Why, you're sharp, aren't you? As a matter of fact, there was something I wanted to mention.
Oh?
I may be able to do you a favour.
What might that be, may I ask?
I think I've got someone for that room of yours. You know, the one Benny had. You do still want to let it?
I might. Now, couples?
No, just one quiet person.
This is a respectable house. I've got a reputation.
I know you have. I've seen the way you looked after Iris.
Well, I don't mind admitting to you, Mrs. Scott, that I'd be grateful if you could recommend me to a reliable lodger. I need to let that room.
Yeah, I know. The repairs to the roof and the guttering and that.
Told you that?
You mentioned it yourself when Benny came, you know, and said he had to go and see his father.
Oh, yeah. Well, when can you bring the person round, the lodger?
It's me.
Aye.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. My family will be terribly sorry to lose me. And when I mentioned I might move out, they begged me to stay.
I can imagine.
But I don't want to impose. You know, it's very crowded in that tiny little house, and I'd be much better off on my own, so the sooner I can move in, the better.
Now, just a minute. Can't get icing on like that. There's Iris to consider. I don't think she'd like the idea much. I'm not all that struck on it myself.
You've simply got to be joking.
No. I think it'd be best for all concerned if you let your relations persuade you to stay after all, especially as they're so keen to keep you.
I've told you, I don't want to impose. Besides, I want to be near Iris.
The question is, what does Iris want? She was here first, and I wouldn't want to upset her. So I'll have to know how she feels before I agree to let you the room. I wouldn't bank on it. Just doesn't feel right to me.
That's charming, I must say. Living in the same house as her mother's going to upset Iris. What would you know about it anyway?
I know it'll be a big change for her, to be near her mother after all these years. Any road, I'm not saying yes or no until I know what Iris thinks about it.
Thinks about what?
Oh, la love.
No, love. It's so silly, really. I said I'd take Benny's old room, only Mrs. Hooper won't let me have it until she knows how you feel about me moving in.
And is that it?
That's about the size of it.
And did you actually say, if I give it the thumbs down, she can't have the room? I mean, it is up to me, is it?
Well, yes.
Good. Because I don't want her here. No way.
I've done some things in my time. My own daughter saying a thing like that.
Well, it's a bit much, isn't it? I ain't seen you in 13 years, and now all of a sudden...
Iris, your mum's got to live somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere else.
Iris.
Well, what's the point of her being here?
Iris, you know I don't poke my nose into my lodger's business.
Well, you ain't half doing it now. And why? Yeah, why are you putting your two penn'orth in?
Mind your tongue with me, young lady. I'll tell you why. Because I'm older than you, because I'm not personally involved, and because I can see clearer than either of you. You're behaving like a little kid, hiding under the table, sulking, says she won't come out. And you're sitting on a little pink cloud saying everything's marvellous. Well, you've got to come to your senses, the pair of you. You've got to get this thing sorted out sooner or later, eventually, and you might as well start now.
There is nothing to sort out as far as I'm concerned.
Iris, give it a go. After all, you won't be living in each other's pockets. You'll have your room, she'll have hers. Nobody here has to mix if they don't want to.
No. If she comes here, I'm going.
Iris, you don't mean that. You wouldn't do that, not to me anyway.
Nah, I suppose you're right. If you want her here, I don't want you to have an empty room on account of me.
You're a good girl.
But don't you think this is going to change things between us, because it ain't?
I'll go back and start packing right away. It's all right if I move in tomorrow.
Suits me. The room will be ready.
Thanks for your help.
I don't think I've done either of you any favours.
course you have. But I knew it'd be all right in the end. After all, I am a mum. Things are going to be great. You'll see.
It's Carole's first try at boeuf bourguignon tonight, under my supervision.
Little madam is rapidly making herself indispensable.
Oh, don't say that in front of her. She's looking for another job, and we don't want her to stay out of pity.
Would you?
Well, actually, dinner's nearly ready.
Right, I won't be a minute.
Actually, it could be your decision. They're looking for a motor mechanic at your garage. It was in the paper last night. Did you know?
No. But actually, it's not my garage. Name's the same, that's just geography. The motel used to own it, but now it's in the hands of Mr. Chance.
Mr. Chance, who was here on Christmas Eve?
The same.
Would you put a word in for me, then?
I don't think I have much influence with Mr. Chance.
But would you?
And I'm not sure he takes on trainees.
I must train people sometimes, or else something semi-skilled.
All right, don't get carried away. I'll ask. I don't hold out much hope, that's all.
No.
Mind you, we were all, Mr. Chance included, very impressed the other evening with your knowledge of industrial relations. Ah, I see it all now. You want to unionize the men.
Oh, I promise I wouldn't, honest. Bound to be in a union any road.
I'll have a word.
Darling, while I think of it, that patch, that damp patch on that bathroom wall.
Yes, dear. I had a word with Kevin. He's coming tomorrow. That's Kevin Banks. Just let him in.
The one they had the strike over?
That's right, yes. And don't you go talking politics at him. He's had a very rough deal over all this.
Oh, well, I won't. I was wondering, could I leave a bit early tonight? I've done everything that you want, and I will do the extra half hour. It's sort of important. I want to see the Chesters about something.
Fine. Any problems? That's the elderly couple that Carole keeps her eye on.
Oh, yes.
I've chosen the wallpaper for the front room. Do you want to see it?
Oh, yes, I'd like to.
Got some samples with me. There's two others, actually, but this is the one I really like.
Oh, yes, that's nice. Have you got the others there?
Hmm?
No, I agree. That's the one, yes. David, what do you think? Can't they, get out for themselves, then?
Well, she's 77 and he's 79. It's the cold weather. You feel it more when you're old, don't you?
I think you better go.
Yes. Mr. Hunter?
Yes, Miss Sands.
If you did own the garage...
I don't.
But if you did, would you hire me?
Why do you ask?
Well, you hire people all the time. I don't know anyone else like that. I mean, would you hire me even though I'm a woman?
Your being a woman is part of the package, really.
You still think it's funny, though, don't you, me wanting to be a motor mechanic?
It is a million miles removed from Girl's Own, but if it's what you want...
It is what I want.
You know, I nearly didn't hire you for this job.
No.
That would have been a mistake.
Oh. Right, well, bye then.
Good night. Thank you, darling.
What?
For just being sensitive.
Of course I think it's a good idea. I suggested it in the first place, didn't I? Yeah, well, give him my regards, will you? And I'll be in touch later on to see how it went. Yeah, all right. Bye. Take care. Yeah.
Who was that?
Sharon.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going to see an old friend of mine. Eddie Lee, you wouldn't know him. It's a business thing.
Is she all right?
Yeah, she sounded okay. Why?
I thought she seemed a little on edge the other evening. I said to Mr. Chance.
Yeah, well, it could be. They don't always see eye to eye with each other.
No, he seemed very pleasant to me. Quite charming, in fact.
Yeah, well, he is on the surface, you know, but...
Oh, thank you.
Well, they had a bit of a row the other day, and I sorted it out for him.
Why?
Well, because it's not in her nature to climb down, and he's a bit of a prune.
You know a lot what about that, do you?
What, prunes?
Her nature.
Oh, now, come on. Look, it's not like that at all.
Well, if it isn't, it's not for want of trying.
Jane, I swear there
Spare me the protestations, Reggie. Besides, you're quite wrong about her, you know.
Wrong?
Yes, she's not that type of girl. You should stick to the office popsies. They at least know what is expected of them. But with Sharon, you're in quite a different league.
What's going on?
Sorry.
Well, you were lovely with Carole when she left, but the rest of the time you were a million miles away.
10.5 miles, to be exact.
Ah, the motel.
The motel. Do you want to talk about it now or later?
Do we have to talk?
Sooner or later. I'd rather get it over with.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, perhaps you'd rather leave it until the directors' meeting.
I didn't know that you'd arrange one.
Well, I'm arranging one tonight. I'm going to phone Jill and Adam.
Well, it depends if you want to talk to a voting shareholder or to a wife.
A wife. Although you'll be forgiven for remembering that you have a share.
Is this to do with the rebuilding?
And the insurance and the projections of intake. We took on, well, I took on a very ambitious program that needed quick results. As it is, we don't have any really decent business coming in until Easter.
That sounds very pessimistic.
It is. We borrowed a great deal of money at very high interest rates. And we don't have any real income for about 4 months. Well, that's all old news.
Not to me, it isn't.
Well, to me it is. The real news is that we have finished our negotiations with the insurance company, the lawyers, and the accountants. It is not good news.
Well, I thought it was all cut and dried.
Cut is the operative word. We were underinsured.
How could that happen?
We managed.
How badly?
£100,000.
Oh. Was Meg in charge of the insurance?
No. I let things slide. I was out of touch.
Well, it's Dobson's fault, really.
Is it?
Well, I mean, if he'd completed on time and on schedule, as he promised, you would have managed, wouldn't you?
No.
No?
No, I overreached myself. The additional chalets, completely rebuilding the kitchen and the dining room as well as the reception area. I mean, parts of the kitchen could have been salvaged. But I wanted to modernize. And modernization is expensive.
How bad is it?
Bad.
What could be the worst that could happen then?
We might never open again. Jill, are you seeing Adam this evening? I want to call the directors' meeting. 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.